Yeah. Whenever I can just have a sip. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a segment on my YouTube channel I'm calling Nashville Heat. I'm your host, Tyler, and joining me today is the inimitable, irrevocable, lots of I words, Neumann. Neumann, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. So Neumann hails to us from Los Angeles. Currently, she's a Nashville native. Neumann, tell us what you do for a living.
I am an assistant director. I do TV and film, so I work on movies.
She's in the biz.
Yes.
So why we're gathered here today is Neumann came up with an idea to do a hot challenge since she's seen some of the videos I've been doing. So we're going to do this together today. And I always reference it, so we're just going to jump right in today. We're doing Hattie B's Shut the Cluck Up Super Hot Chicken.
Because nothing brings friends together like some heat.
Like heat. We're socially distanced filming. And Bo's even involved. Ooh. Hey, Bo.
Hi, Bo.
You can't have these fries. These are super hot. Let's see if the top ones are.
I'll go get your fries, Bo.
The top ones aren't that hot. So,
there's
gonna be a lot of chewing today. So get ready for the ASMR. Now this challenge is just to see if we can both make it through this meal without drinking anything. He's fine. My wife Kate's also in the background. Kate, can you say hi?
She does exist. She is over there.
She does exist. She's not a figment of our imagination.
She's going to be making fun of us.
So we're going to do our own version of like hot ones. So we're just going to do, I always talk about how hot, I compare everything to the Shut the Cluck Up from Hattie B. So Neumann, what's your comfort level with heat?
I like some heat. I am a spicy gal. I love
You
buffalo.
are a spicy gal, and you also like hot food.
Yes, zing. I'm a double header. I like heat. I like spice. I love Hattie B's. Hattie B's to me is like, I mean, it's not Prince's.
Right.
R.I.P. But
everybody,
it's up there for sure.
It's different. A lot of people, a lot of people slag
I just licked my fingers and got some.
It's hot.
Whew.
It's going to be hot. That's,
Yeah.
This is up there. As far as these challenges go, people always talk about, the Death Nut Challenge. I would say this is easily as hot as anything I've ever had in my entire life.
So I'm trying to think the last time I've had Hattie, we're not drinking anything at this point.
Our goal is to not drink anything.
Okay.
And if we break, we break. But,
okay.
Because it's pretty caked on. Like, I'm going to show you.
I mean, yeah.
That's pretty on there. So, for people who don't know, Nashville Hot Chicken really is...
There's the back.
Yeah.
I've had hot.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think of the Hattie B's.
They have Southern, which is what Bo is having, which is no heat at all.
Right. Oh, I only got 2 pickles. Do you not like your pickles?
You can have my pickles.
Okay, I'll totally have your pickles.
You're a guest.
So,
ooh, thanks, guys.
So, they have Southern. They've got mild, medium, hot, damn hot, and Shut the Cluck Up.
So I'm pretty sure I've had damn hot.
Yeah.
It also, I feel like, depends on the day you go with how who's cooking it.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally. And this is caked on.
It's blackened to within an inch of its life.
Yeah, this is gonna be hot. This is
like
not
leather.
a joke.
It does look like leather.
So people who don't know what hot chicken is, it's really, you should have some.
This only had the napkin in it.
I think that was the one I was using.
Oh,
hey, do you have a?
I don't actually need one. It's okay. I'll just spoon my mac and cheese. I'm good. I promise.
So for those of you who don't know, Nashville Hot Chicken is it's chicken that is fried, and then they use the grease. That's what they use to make the puree,
like the base, if you will.
Yeah, and then they put it's a ton of chili powder. It's a ton of cayenne pepper, black pepper, and then probably some secret spices that are super hot.
I bet there's a little paprika in there.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So that's it. And I thought that rather than reference it a lot, we just go through with this and you can see the reaction. Because honestly, the last challenge I did, the White Lightning chocolate bar, was hot.
I felt like you were like, yeah, no, it's good. Whew. No, really, I'm fine. Ha. Whew, no, I'm good.
It was nowhere near as hot as the Death Nuts challenge.
Okay.
That's been the hottest thing so far. But I feel like today is going to be the day. Because this isn't just one thing you chew and you're like, can I handle it? This is a whole meal.
Yeah.
And so this is the small dark plate. We both got the small dark plate. You got the tenders.
I got the tenders.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have worn jeans. I'm gonna be hot.
It's about to get hot. So
Yeah.
without further ado, let's dive into this. I am gonna allow ranch because this is eating. This isn't just a pure.
To me, ranch is not ranch. I heard that.
That was Bo's comment on the meal on the challenge.
Okay, excuse me.
So
All right, we getting into it?
let's get into it. Let's just dive right in. I'm gonna start. Yeah. Do what you need.
Yeah. To me, ranch is
Okay, check
just.
the bag. There might be another. Is there any silverware in there?
I'm okay. I'm good.
Okay.
Just remind me to wash my hands before I touch anything that's going to my face.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't touch your
Here it
face.
Oh,
Ah.
well, it's too late. I'm already holding it.
All right. Let's do it. So first bite.
Woo.
It's hot.
It's hot.
I always say this. It's hot.
It's hot. Oh.
It's very peppery. Like the
Yeah.
heat that you get is just very peppery,
Thank
hot
you.
heat.
Yeah.
One thing I like about Hattie B's is that it is
Okay.
woo, is that it's really well seasoned, even though it's super hot
Yeah.
and it's well fried. Like they do a good job with frying it. It's not just that it's hot. I think a lot of people just come to Nashville thinking hot chicken is like just a challenge.
It's also
But this is
good
really well
chicken,
cooked.
and it's like not dry and like
Right. They know
It's
how to
got a
fry a
lot.
piece of chicken.
like the It's not just about the spices. The chicken is done well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's hot. It's sitting on the back of my tongue.
Me too. It's it sits on the back of your throat. It's hot. So Neumann, something I've never really, I mean, I'm sure I've asked you this question before, but I want to ask you now.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved in, like, what was your first, like, legit project? Did you start by doing, like, local Nashville stuff?
Yeah. So I started on like music videos.
That's right. What was one of the first videos you did?
Kelly Pickler, Red High Heels.
Oh, yeah. I remember that
That
song.
was a long time ago. And then
Was she on American Idol?
yeah.
Okay.
So she probably
That's right. She was in the top 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say like third or fourth maybe.
Because I remember, I think, watching that season of, because I'm not an American Idol person.
I watched in the very beginning. I also love that Hattie B has the bread.
Yeah, that's soaked.
Uh-huh.
The bread is very often hotter than the meal
Uh-huh.
because it soaks up all the, it's just a piece of white bread with the juices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
So wait, did you get the dark or the light?
I got the dark meat.
Okay. So yeah,
Kelly Pickler, Red High Heels.
Kelly Pickler, Red Heels. I did a music video called I did a movie called The Furnace, which was like really one of my first projects.
Right.
Nose is starting to run. And then
Yeah, it's gonna run.
yeah, did The Furnace, did Red High Heels, and then I worked with CMT for a while, doing like live award shows and stuff.
Right. I remember you and I talked one time about me doing, like, being an usher or something.
Oh
at the
yeah.
CMT
Oh my
Awards.
god, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I shoot it.
Say excuse me.
Yeah.
You tooted?
Me.
That's what happens when you have a 2-year-old on your show.
They toot.
And so we're body positive here. So
Yes.
No shame.
This is yeah, this is hot.
Mm-hmm.
It's too hot.
it's edible, but it's still, there's a lot of heat involved. Mm-hmm. Like
And
I'm
it
uncomfortable right
lingers.
now. Yeah, talking to you helps.
Yeah, it's distracting.
Like as long as I'm not,
I'm a mom.
I feel like if I were sitting here by myself eating it, I'd be really struggling.
Yeah. Because you'd be lingering on it.
Yeah. So you banged around Nashville some, music
Yeah.
videos, live awards,
I'm
and
gonna
then
go for a pickle.
yeah, a
Little
extra pickly
relief.
pickle.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
And so,
I like that.
how did you make the leap to doing, like, what was your first movie that you worked on?
So it's called The Furnace. So it definitely
Oh, yeah,
took
that's right.
me a while. Like I would do a music video on a commercial, and then I worked at a restaurant. I'm starting to sweat under
Yeah.
my eyes.
The
That's
top
how
of my
I
head-
know when my under eyes sweat.
I
That's
sweat
my
on the top of
towel
my
right
head.
here. Do
Yeah.
you?
So I don't sweat here.
Whew.
I sweat. The top of my head starts to absolutely sweat.
Just get it.
What was The Furnace about? I don't remember that movie.
The Furnace was a movie. We shot it in the old Tennessee State Prison.
Which is where they shot The Green Mile, right?
Yes. I also shot a White Stripes music video there.
What music video?
Icky Thump.
Yeah. Whoa.
We shot that at the old Tennessee State Prison. That was
So
one
did
of
you
the.
meet Jack White?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you did. What was he like?
He was super cool.
Yeah.
Super nice guy. Super cool.
He owns Third Man Records.
He does own
locally.
Third Man Records. Great. He's done so much for the record industry.
Yeah.
Like literal vinyl record industry.
Yeah. We have a little mimicry here. Hey. Is it hot for you too?
Hey,
Hey.
turn around.
You want me to turn around? So Icky Thump. Cool, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know you did that video. I love that
That was
video.
a long time ago. And then
What was Meg like?
very quiet.
You good.
They had her in the
So
weird
that
makeup.
had to have
at that
been
video.
like 2007. Yeah, we created this whole like
Yeah, it was old.
almost like Tijuana town in the
Yeah.
back of the prison.
That's crazy to think about because I remember
Uh-huh.
I watched the video recently and
It's a great video.
I thought, oh, where did they film this?
Yeah, at the Tennessee State Prison, which is kind of bananas.
You know, that was
I'll go get
kind
you.
of
Okay.
White Stripes' first
Okay.
and one of their only forays into being super political. Like,
Uh-huh.
it's a very specifically political. This was at the end of Bush 43's term, so it was like a comment on him. I feel like I'm getting kind of used to it now.
I'm getting used to it, but it's like there's
Yeah,
no
the back of my
spot.
throat is on fire.
But it is getting used to it. Yeah, that was a great video.
And so the furnace was. What do you remember about that experience?
I made $50 a day, which is not a lot of money,
No.
but I was so excited to be on any kind of a movie.
I mean, I think everybody starting out, like any amount of money, is like validation.
Oh,
at
I
that
didn't
point.
care. I would have done it for free.
Right.
And they're like, no, we'll pay you. And then, oh, this is hot, dude.
Yeah. It's not. It's no joke.
It's
Like
like
for-
one spot right back
And
there.
this is not like a special challenge. This is like a. One of the things I think is impressive about hot chicken is that this is a menu item.
Yeah, you can do it whenever.
Like, this is easily as hot as the thing I paid to have shipped here. Like, this is the hottest piece of chocolate in the world. And
Is that what the selling point was?
yeah, it's the hottest piece of white chocolate in the world. It had 12 of the hottest peppers in it.
I would be
And-
interested to know what peppers are in this.
I think it's just the amount,
Like the spice?
like the amount of spice in it. I think it's the amount of cayenne, the amount of chili powder in it, because it's just like
Yeah.
crazy hot. 'Cause I mean, if you do the like, the heat challenges with like pho or like some kind of ramen, it's not like they use a different kind of spice. They use a lot of chili oil or chili powder.
I do love chili oil.
That's fine.
So yeah, so I did the furnace, and then it was an indie movie. Starting to sweat
Woo.
under my eyes.
Oh, I just got
I also think I touched my upper lip because it's burning.
yeah. I just got another piece of skin that was like caked in it.
Whew.
It's like a.
And here's your chicken bone.
It's like almost to the point of unenjoyable, but
Yeah.
like,
you
it's not
can
something
still-
I get every time.
No. I will usually get hot, I think, is my go-to, temperature-wise.
Right, me too.
That's what I
Because even the hot.
Yeah.
What I think a lot
How
of
was
people,
your hot, Kate?
not as hot as usual.
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay.
what a lot of people don't realize, I think, about Nashville hot chicken is that medium is hot.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'm a hot.
right.
Like, I have friends that won't get medium.
Yeah, like especially if you go to Prince's.
This is going to be a really hot bite.
Yeah, it's all.
Should I
Like
do it?
especially if you go, supposed to say yeah.
But I was like, no, stay away.
especially if you go to like Prince's, their medium is hotter than Hattie B's hot. But you know, they use a different process, and a lot of people want a comparison. Prince's is more.
You kind of can't compare them though.
Right.
Yes. And this is
I mean, you can, but they're just. Yeah, it's a different process. It's done differently.
Yeah. My nose is definitely
It's running now.
running.
Yeah.
Run DMC. Like the chicken at Prince's, I feel like is. I like the batter better at Prince's, but I like the spice better at Hattie B's. It is spicy, and so
It's spicy. Eyes are sweating.
and so even though Hattie B's is built to be a chain, like they're branching out, they want to be a franchise.
Yeah.
It's still, I mean, this is still nuclear grade heat.
It's hot.
It's hot.
Yeah.
This is not a joke by any means.
There's a hot chicken place in LA, but I haven't tried it yet.
What is it called?
I can't remember. Howlin'.
Wolf's?
No, Howlin'.
I'd be interested to know, like,
Howlin' something.
I never heard of
Because
hot chicken.
everyone on. So I'm on Hinge, right? And as soon as I'm from Nashville, like 8 times out of 10, they're like, oh, have you been to Howlin' whatever?
Oh, yeah.
For the hot chicken.
Yeah, I wonder,
So good.
I mean, because I wonder if it's different kind of permutations across the nation,
I feel like, yeah.
because there's kind of an aesthetic to it here. Like, it's a very specific thing. This isn't like hot wings.
No.
It's more of a dry rub than
It's kind of
a
like how
sauce.
Memphis barbecue is different than other
Right,
barbecue.
right. And so,
Mac and cheese is definitely helping.
yeah, the pimento mac and cheese is phenomenal.
Too hot.
That is really good.
So yeah, it's not like a wing sauce,
No, it's not a buffalo.
right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot different. It's a lot dry. Like
Opening ranch number 2.
I prefer. I still prefer it to be wetter, cause like
this?
yeah, my chicken, cause like Bolton's, their hot chicken is like crazy hot, but they don't. Theirs is just really kind of applied to the chicken. Like they just kind of pour a bunch of chili powder on top. I don't prefer that.
I like it baked in.
I like it, yeah. And this is delicious. I think, yeah, it's painful.
It's getting, yeah.
On naked legs. We have naked legs.
They are.
We do have naked legs.
Dad has naked legs, and Mama has naked legs, and both have naked legs.
Right.
What about Neumann?
So,
Nope.
Numi has on jeans. And so, moving from the furnace, how
Okay.
long was between there, like what all did you do between the furnace and jug phase? Or jug phase?
Jug phase.
Because that was like 2012, all right, 2011.
Is it that long ago?
Because we did it on the Horrible podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like 2012, maybe it was 2013 or so. But it was pretty early on in our run.
So I worked at a restaurant for a
In
while.
Nashville?
At PM. In between.
The one over near Belmont, or not? Yeah.
Yeah, the one in Belmont. So when I started doing film, I was still working. Actually, I was still working Pizza Perfect. But then I started working at PM, so I would do like a couple jobs, a commercial here and there, a video here and there, an award show here or there, but still work at PM.
Right.
And I
And just
probably
making contacts. Like how difficult is that process in Nashville? Like does it have like a
it does not happen overnight. You have to know a lot of people.
Chicken.
and so you just have to kind of do jobs until you find people and like a rising tide lifts all boats kind of situation?
Yes, because there's not like in the past past 10 years we've been lucky to have like Nashville.
The TV show Nashville, which you also worked on. We'll have to go to that.
I did a couple seasons of that, and then Still the King, and then I work on Trisha's Southern Kitchen. But
do you think
it is rare for Nashville to have long running shows? So for a long time, especially when you're freelance. Hi, buddy.
Hey,
Hi.
I'm a vet.
I was gonna make.
You're all wet.
Buddy, you wanna come say hey?
No.
Okay.
I like your sunscreen face.
So did Nashville kind of, the TV show kind of bring a new element of the TV and movie industry to the
Yeah, I
city?
mean, we've always had independent film.
Is that kind of what everyone had to do?
Yeah, like between commercials and music videos, because CMT is here, right?
Right.
And then film, indie movies like Jugface. But Nashville was really the first, from what I recall, the first long run
Network.
TV show
Right.
that filmed here. And it kind of changed the game. I mean, it changed Nashville.
Right.
And made us a bigger player.
And it also changed like how people looked at Nashville
Yes.
too.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a very dramatized serial that was not
Right.
always realistic to living in Nashville.
Right.
Like, I remember in the first season, they would have, like, business meetings at the Walking Bridge downtown. Or, like, the locals would go downtown for a beer. And, like,
Right. That doesn't
locals
happen.
don't go downtown for a beer. Not often.
And so, like, or there
we
was
did
one
shoot
scene.
in
This is
so
inside
many-
baseball. There's
Yeah.
There's one scene I can't remember. Kate showed me the episode, and there's a scene where a guy is running late, and he's all the way out at Percy Warner Park. He's like, I have to be downtown in 15 minutes. It's like, brother, you're not making it if you're all the way out.
In no world would you
in
ever.
no universe. It's just a nice shot, but
But they also did a really good job of showing a lot of local spots. Like, we would shoot at the 5 spot.
right, like lesser known,
Yeah.
off the beaten path. Did
They
you ever
did.
shoot at Sam's Pub?
Yep.
I'm sure.
I've shot a lot of things at Santa's Pub. So we shot Still the King at Santa's Pub, which was another show. Billy Ray Cyrus, Joe
that
Lauren
TNT?
Adams show. That was CMT.
CMT.
That did 2 seasons. I loved that show. If Nashville was like the Hilton Hotel,
Right.
then Still the King was like your local Airbnb. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
We had so much fun on that show. We shot all over the place. We shot at Santa's Pub for that. I did a Spotify spot with Darius Rucker at Santa's Pub. Like,
Oh,
we
that's
shot
awesome.
our rap party for Jugface was at Santa's Pub.
Oh, that's neat.
It was great. God, okay, you'll love this. For Still the King, we shot at Brother Z's Wang Shop or Wang Shack. I think it's on Gallatin. Love that place. Talk about some good hot wings.
I need to check that place
Brother
out.
Z's is great, and
Brother
Brother Z
Z.
is awesome too. We had him on the show. That's a good spot. It's a shack. It's a wing
I've-
shack.
I think I've demolished my chicken. We made it. think- how much-
I had 3 big tenders.
And you're just like,
I have 1
you're more
left.
full than.
I'm pretty full.
I have some
I've slowed
sides I'm gonna
down.
clean up in a minute, but so
We kind of crushed this.
I feel like,
right?
yeah, like I feel like we did a great job. Distance high five. And so, well, tell me more. I mean, we made it.
I think we're done.
We're done.
Right?
I think we're done. I'm gonna have a sip of tea
I'm gonna do
to
some
celebrate.
milk.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Um.
Honestly, the only thing burning right now, I
I feel
touched my
good.
nose.
This actually isn't. I mean, one time Kate and I did this, and it was
Feel good.
physically painful. Like
Yeah.
I feel like there are different. I don't feel like this is the hottest iteration that I've ever had of this heat.
No,
'Cause-
but this is doable and it's still enjoyable. Like, sometimes
right,
if it's hot for the sake of being hot and you're
Yeah.
sacrificing taste,
right.
I don't love that.
That was kind of. Whoa! I just had a piece relaunch on my throat.
There's a pickle here. I'm gonna eat this and I'm probably gonna regret this.
Yeah, you will.
But I
Well,
love a
that's
pickle.
kind of the thing that I was initially kind of worried about today because I love Hattie B's, but at the same time I thought that it would just be like excruciating and not fun. But this is actually, it was actually an enjoyable experience. And so,
Okay.
what up? Tell me more about your role. So, did you always start out being an assistant director? You're kind of you started PA, but you kind of settled into,
I wanted to be a grip.
right.
I wanted to be a dolly.
What
grip.
exactly is that? Is it someone who holds a...
That pickle?
Yeah, it's hot.
Whew.
So what exactly does the grip do?
So if there's like, sorry, I don't mean to blow in.
That's okay. This is a show about hot things.
Whew, that got in there.
Yeah.
A grip. So if you kind of think of it as like a triangle, that pickle just sent me over the edge.
I mean, it was covered.
Whew.
You have another one if you want to just do that one.
That might wait.
Probably smart.
A grip, anywhere the camera or lights go, a grip facilitates it. So if you're rigging stuff, or if the camera goes on the dolly, that's the dolly.
So it's
grip.
more production. It's production in. Yeah.
It's like rigging. And yeah, anywhere the lights need to be hung or the camera needs to go,
Right.
the grips are there.
So
So I wanted to be a dolly grip.
But like being an assistant director, it's kind of a like an AD is it's a taxing and stressful job, but you're kind of it's on the organizing end of production. So you just have to make sure people are where they need to be on time.
It's communication and information and logistics for the whole cast and the crew.
Right.
So it's a lot of moving pieces and getting everyone. My eyes are sweating.
My head has stopped.
Oh, that pickle really did it. Back of my throat on fire.
Not the smartest move.
Not my best moment. So logistics and facilitating everyone
Right.
where they need to be, what they need to be doing, with what. I make the call sheet every day. So it's like what scenes we're shooting, who's involved, all that kind of thing.
And so what are you working on these days? So let me ask you this. You're working on you do Trisha's Southern Kitchen.
I do.
For Trisha
Which
Yearwood.
we went to Princess for that.
And you are directing.
I am.
Can I say that?
Well, I directed an episode this past season.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. So you went to Princess. Did Trisha actually what heat level did she go to?
She got hot.
And how did she handle herself?
She's a champ.
She's just a pro.
She's a pro. She's
So
a
do you
champ.
think she would have just nailed this like no problem?
Probably. She can handle some heat.
That's good.
We don't do a lot of heat on the show, but we've done. I think we've done a couple heated things. I think like God, I feel like I touched my eye.
Don't do that.
I know. We need to go wash our hands.
Yes. And not just because of coronavirus.
No, for all the things.
My lips feel like they're fuller.
Like you did a plumping serum.
Yeah, like I feel like I did the thing where you put your lips in the cup and it
like
vacuum sucks them. It stings. Like I would.
it stings, but I'm not like
Right.
Like, I always sweat under my eyes,
Right.
but I'm not like in a
Dying.
full body sweat.
Yeah, I kind of expected it to be more painful. So
I
feel
kind of
like,
did too. Although that pickle, whew,
Yeah.
that got me. And we're out of milk.
So
So cute. So yeah.
that's cool.
So I'm the AD on Trisha's in the Kitchen. I do an HBO show called Dream 104 with the Duplass brothers, which is
awesome.
fantastic. Yeah. We'll see what happens when Corona comes back. We're gonna shoot with Trisha again.
What is that? So what is that looking like? I mean, is everything just on complete hold? Like, what communication have you been receiving about working?
It's been tricky because I don't know what so many different regulations have to get put into place in order to film safely because we're so many people in a smaller area, and just logistically of like all the grips are touching the same gear, the camera guys are very close to each other,
Right.
the actors getting hair and makeup,
Right.
when there's extras if you're shooting in a restaurant, like it's very complicated and there's a lot of steps that need to be put into place. I think for narrative, the like creative just has to change. Like you can't write a scene in a crowded bar right now.
Right.
You know, and I think my concern is people will be trying to do what we used to do like try
Right.
to film the scene in a crowded bar, and it just has to change from the top down, and it has to be.
It's gonna have to be all CGI people.
I know, right? Or like the little people,
Right.
or like blow up
Or
people.
dolls.
I've done a couple of movies where we've had blow up dolls in the audience. That's fun. 42, they did that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
It's just gonna have to. Everyone has to
Right.
be involved in those conversations and on the same page and really keeping an eye out for everyone's safety. It's not just up to like the ADs, which is what I fear.
Well, I'm gonna ask like one last question, then we'll move kind of do our evening. But I wanted to have a full experience with news. Where do you think? So, how do you think that like TV shows and movies are going to deal with the coronavirus? Do you think that they're going to address it in some way, or do you think that people are just going to say like, we know reality before the coronavirus? So
Sure.
do you think they're going to be like, act as if that never happened?
I think it's twofold. I think the one vein will be it'll turn into a whole subset of genre films. Kind of like if there's a zombie apocalypse and you have a lot of zombie apocalypse movies. It's like a lot of we're in the pandemic, or I think that'll be a specific chunk will have that
Right.
plot point. I hope. I don't know if you've seen Searching, a movie a friend of mine did. It's with John Cho and Deborah Messing. Sevohanian wrote it. And it all takes place through computer screens. And it's about a girl that goes missing, and her father is
cool.
looking on her computer and calls and
sounds
phone
awesome.
calls. And they had done it. It's a great script. But partially they had done it for the novelty of like, it's all on screens.
Yeah.
So I think the
That may be
smarter
a-
and harder thing to do is to write scripts not addressing the pandemic,
Right.
not acting as if we're in this other world, but
Right.
figuring out how to shoot and live around it and with it, which like I
Right.
think is what we as
That almost
humans are
becomes
trying
like,
to do.
yeah.
Like we're having a backyard hang, we're socially distant,
Yeah. It's
but
like,
we're still learning how to be with our friends and family and travel and be in groups safely.
yeah.
Because
I know.
we have to, as humans, like have interaction.
Right. We're social creatures. Well,
We
you
are
know,
social
the,
creatures.
The weird
We're
thing is
hot.
like when
Hattie
you
B
think about
creatures.
genre films, it's easy to say like we're gonna have a run on pandemic movies.
Absolutely.
But like
I think that's given.
when you think about like how does Judd Apatow like address this in if he does a the 40-year-old virgin too or whatever like
I love Judd
because-
Apatow.
because
I don't
it's
know.
like hard. It's hard to say like he does comedies. I feel like if you bring a pandemic into a comedy, it's gonna be like it's gonna pull you out of that
It
experience.
will,
a
because
lot.
all you're thinking of is the pandemic.
Yeah, you're
or
like,
you're
oh,
thinking
this
of,
isn't
well, I
real.
wouldn't have done that.
Right.
Right.
It's
But I
just-
think, for example, if you have,
because it's not like being
like if we're doing a dinner scene, right? We can be 6 feet across the table from each other, and through camera angles,
Right.
through forced perspectives, through close-ups, through how you set up your shots, it can be shot and
Right.
done without addressing it. And it can be shot safely.
right.
So I think the bigger, better thing that I'm looking forward to is finding out ways to safely shoot around these distancing rules.
Right.
That's
Well,
what
it's
I'm
almost
interested in.
like people for a long time now have cared so little about how movies get made. I feel like
Yeah.
that's coming back because people are gonna want to know how films are made these days.
Sure. Well, and the crew wants to know that their safety is being considered as well.
Right. So people are gonna be really interested in like, well, how did you make this movie with this virus?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we can call it a day.
Are we
I
done?
could sit and do this all night.
Okay.
But Numi, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining me. You can find Neumann doing the production work on Trisha's Southern Kitchen. Give
Yeah.
your own plugs. What are you doing these days?
I'm doing TSK, Trisha's Southern Kitchen, Food Network with Trisha Yearwood. Check out Room 104 on HBO. Excellent, excellent show. That is a show we could easily do in the pandemic. It's
Yeah.
a very small
Yeah.
crew, very small cast. Every episode's totally different.
And then the movie we did last year, Mountain Rest, or 2 years ago.
2 years
How
ago.
long ago? Yeah, 2 years ago.
3 years ago? Oh, there's a fantastic movie called Sword of Trust, which the late Lynn Shelton directed. It's a fantastic comedy. We shot that in 12 days. Lynn was an incredible filmmaker out of Seattle,
Yeah.
who recently passed away, not from Corona, but
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. But that's a fantastic movie as well. Check that out.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me. We
Thanks for having
conquered
me.
the Shut the Cluck Up from Nashville. I'll put all the links in the video if you like it. Subscribe, finger up, thumbs up, all of that. We'll see you next time on Nashville Heat.
Cheers.